How was your trip to Nigeria?
It was
Ah,
good.
Orishi Rishi. So I'm live now, so I'll just wait for them to.
Join. Okay.
Mm. Can you see how people that are on the live from your end?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay, nice. How is your? Are you done with your PhD?
Ah, done. Hey, done. Let me
I can
stop
see
like
how
an
that
evil
is.
person.
That is stressing you.
Yeah, I think I'm in my second year, so I still
Mm.
have 3 years more to go. It's 5 years.
Jesus. Oh my God. Wow, you have strength though.
When is your dream? You just have
Yeah.
to go for it. So
It's true. It's true. It's
yeah.
true. It's not easy. Oh. It's not easy.
You need to have a passion for reading
For
to be
it, yeah.
PhD. Man. No. It's not easy. Yeah. It's a whole lot of work. Hmm. Sometimes you feel so less of yourself. A black skinned person, number
Mhm.
one, like one of my colleagues will say, the worst thing that can ever happen to you is being a black person. That's the first thing. Yeah, because you need to do extra work just to get approval,
Mm.
you know, and all that kind of things that happens is in everywhere. Hi, Rukayat.
Hi,
Hi.
Rukayat. Good
Good
morning. Welcome.
morning. Good morning. So I think we can start since there's already six persons
Yeah,
on.
6 person. Yeah. So that because I you're a busy person.
No, it's
So
not about that. I have time. Oh, come on. Anything that has to do with this, I'm always happy
yeah,
to
to
share
talk
my
about
knowledge
it.
with
Yeah,
people
with us.
generally. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So hi guys, welcome to today's live. People will say it's been a long time I came live. So here, meet my guest. Her name is Faith, and she was a student here in Sweden, but now she's currently pursuing her PhD. It's not an easy thing. Please, you guys, I don't have clapping
Excuse
emoji
me.
in
No,
this
no,
place.
no.
So guys, Faith was a recipient of the SI scholarship, and that's why I pleaded with her to just come here to answer some of your questions and just tell you all the stuff about SI scholarship. So we are here to learn. I sent her some of the questions you asked me, and I believe that she can start with that. So Faith, I'm happy to be here with you, and thank you for honoring this invitation. I don't take it for granted. So over to you. You can start.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Faith, just like she has explained, and my YouTube channel is Bosinuola Faith.
Faith, yeah.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. Excuse me. Yeah, and I came to Sweden in 2021 August with the Swedish Institute Scholarship. Yes, and I finished with it because it's one thing to gain the scholarship, is another thing to retain it.
Mm.
So yeah, and presently now I'm running my PhD program, and I'm in my second year of the PhD program. Yes, so and all your questions are welcomed.
Yeah.
So yes, you have sent me the message, the questions, but you will have to read the questions to me.
Yeah, I'll have to read the questions to you
Yeah, so
again.
one by one would answer those questions. And if
All
there's
right.
anything that you are not clear about, please you can ask on the comment section or in the live chat. You can ask, and I will
Mm.
I would try my best to help you guys.
Funny enough, I don't know if I can swipe up here to get the question if this life is going to go off.
Oh my God! Hell.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Okay, let me do it like this. Rukaya, please, can you be dropping the question one after the other? Rukaya, Rukayat, are you on this live? Please, can you be dropping the question one after the other? The mistake I did, I would have like copied it to my other phone.
Other phone.
Okay, yes, okay, Rukaya, please just drop the first question, please. Thank you.
Let me try if I can access this from my laptop.
Okay, you have a WhatsApp on your laptop, right?
Let me just quickly put it on and okay, here we go.
That's my business one.
So
Hi, Victor. Welcome to the live. Good
yes,
morning.
tada! I have them.
Okay, you have them. Oh, good.
So the first question that she sent was how to fill the form and how many months makes up 3,000 working hours. Now, this is how you calculate your hours. For example, where I have like a rough calculation here. For example, it depends if it's kind of a full time. Like for me, during my time, I think in my work, one of my workplace, I had like, especially my volunteering job, like JCI of Nigeria, I had like, let's say 4 hours daily, because then I was involved with, when you're going for conferences outside the country, I
Mm,
was actually the one working with their visas, the applications, and at that time, because the president of JCI at that time was my boss, like my workplace boss. So yeah, I roughly, like, I was having like 4 hours, 7 days, 4 hours per day. So this was how I calculated 4 hours in a day, then multiply by 7 days. So if you're doing like 5 days with job, or if you're doing like 8 hours, that's like 8 hours times 5 days. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday to Friday is 5 days. So it's 8 hours per day multiplied by 5 days. Then after that, you multiply by a week. A month has 4 weeks.
mm.
Multiply by four, which is weeks, and then if you work there for let's say 12 months, well, okay, it's like this. Sorry, I'm getting confused here. So it's the hours multiplied by the days, multiply by the weeks, multiply by 12 months, and multiply by the year. So take for example, if I had worked with a company for 3 years.
Mm.
So this is how I calculate. Let's say I work full time. So I will say 8 hours multiplied by 5 days. Let's say I work Monday to Friday, 8 hours per day. So 8 hours times five. That is per per week. I get my hours for a week. So for a week, you multiply the week, multiply by the total number of weeks in a month. That's 4 weeks. Multiply by four. Then you have the total hours you work for a month. Now, for a year, that's like 12 months. A year is 12 months. So those hours multiplied by 12 months. So after you get the total, then that's multiplied by the total amount of years that you already have. So that's the calculation. I don't know if you get it. So it's your hours multiplied by days, multiplied by weeks, multiplied by months, multiplied by
The
year.
total year that you have worked.
Yes, so
Mm.
that's how you calculate the hours that you've worked.
So somebody said, since we're talking about hours, somebody said, does NYSC compulsory service count for work hours?
Yes, you can put it because it's still a job experience, right? But yes, it counts.
Okay.
I think I used my did I use my NYC work experience? I think yes, I did. Yeah, I used it. I used it too.
So somebody now says, please, what are the steps to take when writing SI motivational letter?
Yes, during our own time, in fact, you already have the questions. They give you print, just like you printed out this document. You print out your motivation letter with it. But recently, I think since 2 years ago, they stopped giving you the question, and then they will give you on the day the application portal opens. So I think it depends on the question they ask you. But what they just motivate why you did the course you did, or the course you want to do in Sweden, why you think the SI scholarship would be beneficial for you, and what are your future goals, your short-term goals. Like I used to say, I have a video on my YouTube channel where I read out my motivation letter. So you can go and watch that video. You
Yeah.
will get the guidelines for. So I talked about guidelines and I read out my own motivation letter. So just to give people like an idea of really what they want. They don't want it to say too much story, just straight to the point. And the thing is, they have word limits. They have like 1,000 words with character. So not just like 1,000 words with spaces rather. Yeah, 1,000 characters with spaces. So there's a way you calculate it. So yeah. So you
Thank you.
can watch out for you can go to my YouTube channel and watch the video on my SI motivation letter. So you get the idea from there.
Yeah. Paul says, will my work hours with NGO job also count, please?
Yes, it will count for your volunteering since you're not being paid. So it's even good because they kind of prioritize volunteering experiences too with your work experience, just to know that you've been giving back to the society.
Mm,
Yeah, so yeah, it's good to use it. Yeah.
that's good. So, the next question.
But there's I think on the form where you're filling the I think is it the leadership or the CV? I can't really remember right now. There's a way they make a difference that you should give experience of your voluntary experience aside from your work experience. You will see it when you're filling the form.
Mm,
So know when to just be smart about this application. You understand? I can't teach you everything, but be smart about it. Just reason like, okay, if you are to be the reviewer of this, what am I expected to put there? So read the instructions well. Because this year I had like mentoring classes for few people because I don't want so much people so
yeah.
that I can have my time with them and really, really
Do well for
go
them.
through their application. So I had few people that are mentoring, and I discovered that a lot of Nigerians don't read instructions.
Mm.
So you need to read the instruction and know because if you don't read the instruction, how will you know what you want to give to them? So study the instruction, study everything because they used to have instruction before the forms themselves. Study it and just do what they ask you to do, and that's all.
Prince says, I was part of NYSC SDG CDS. Will that count?
And that's another thing. I think during my time I wanted to use it. If you want to claim it, then you need to get their stamp. If you can get it, then it's fine. I was also in the CDS. I was in NEMA, which is more like emergency response, management stuff. Yeah,
Mm.
but I went there and they were just doing this. So I just used. In fact, I have already many voluntary experience already. So I just scrap them to one side. So you can use them as long as you can get your stamp. Yeah.
So I hope everybody is okay. So I will go to the next question. So the next question, Rukayat, please can you drop the next question so you will stop looking at your system?
No, 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 it's fine. The next question is we've answered it. Is how do we calculate the 3,000 work hours? Yeah,
Yeah.
I've already told you.
Mm.
And then work experience. Okay, somebody dropped a question. What of someone who started working on their business after NYC and has not have a professional work except voluntary experience in church?
The
I
business.
have people who have businesses that got the scholarship, but it depends on how smart you can put up your application. Yes, you can use your business as long as it's connected to SDG. Like I used to say, let it be like let everything, let all your experience connect. Like an all
SDG.
the SDG, let it connect with each other. Let
Mm.
them not feel like somebody who does not have um
Bearing.
bearing, like you're
Yeah.
there, you're
Yeah.
not here.
There.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
just make it, let it connect, let everything connect. If your business is connecting to your work, to your experience, like what you did in school or what you're coming to study in Sweden, then it's fine. It's fine. Um, and then somebody says, please talk more on pioneering women in STEM scholarship. It's basically the same with the SI scholarship. It's just that it's for the women, for people in STEM, like sciences, um,
Technology.
technology, engineering, and mathematics. So yeah, it's the same application, but just that these ones are for women for the countries that they highlighted out.
So Deborah says, I saw on SI scholarship portal that we will write a motivation letter or be picked randomly for a recorded presentation. My question is, what are we to expect? Is it a question and answer?
Yeah, I think for the motivation letter is definitely going to be a question about something. Okay, what are you going to do with scholarship? Or they will just ask, how motivation letter can be. And then if it's a presentation, they probably give you a question. So you have to do a recorded presentation of, yeah, of what you want to do. This is basically motivation of why they should give you the scholarship. That's all. This recorded presentation, I think they just started it last year.
Yeah.
During my time, it wasn't
A lot
there.
of things have changed
A
now.
lot of it has changed. So yeah, it keeps getting, especially this year that some countries were removed from the SI
Very
scholarship.
sad.
Yeah, some countries like Ghana was removed.
I think Cameroon too.
No, I think Cameroon was there. I think um, I can't even remember. Zimbabwe, of course, Zimbabwe was removed. There's some countries that were removed from the scholarship. I don't know for the reasons best known to them.
Yeah. So Deborah says, and I read transport management in school, applying for the courses in that direction. Yeah, she said that whenever you are doing the application, let everything you are writing fall under the SDG. So Deborah, if you are making your application, try to tie your application into SDG, okay? And please, what if I studied biology but my work experience is management and procurement firm?
Yes. What is your experience with management? What are you coming to study? That's
Yeah.
also important. So they know the thing is the whites, they are not rigid. They know you can decide to change career at any point in time. Your preferences can change. I can decide today I don't want to be a construction expert again. I want to go into medicine. They know. So now motivating why you've changed your career into that. And as long as you have experience, work experience in that, then it's fine. It's fine. There's no problem.
Paul says, can I use a reference letter from my university lecturer and the NGO I work at in respect of the SI scholarship?
Can I use
Reference
a reference from my university lecturer and the NGO? It has to be a work reference.
that you have to show that you worked with them.
His work, their reference is work reference, leadership reference.
Mm.
So yeah, maybe leadership, but mostly is work reference. Maybe volunteering or work, like real work.
Real work,
Yeah,
paid work.
because the thing is, SI scholarship is so competitive. So
Very,
you want
very.
to put up a very good, because you are competing with, especially see if it's other African countries. I don't think they have up. Nigerians, we are. I'm not saying other African countries are not smart, are not. We are plenty. Nigerians, we are plenty, and it's the same percentage they are giving to all these countries that they are giving to Nigerians. So
Mm.
imagine 3,000 Nigerians might apply, and maybe in Ghana only 100 applied. So you see, so Nigeria we have very slim
Chances.
chances. So you have to put up a very competitive application for you to get it.
So Paul, I hope you get that. Pelumi says, I've been a youth leader for over 7 years in church. Can a reference letter from my church fly well for reference from a civil society?
I think I've seen somebody who used a church reference and that got it. Depending on how you put it up, depending on how you make it, sell yourself. Yeah, just sell yourself with this. You can sell. Okay, church is a voluntary experience. What did you do there? How is it connected to the SDG? Just connect it with the SDG. That's all. That's all you need to do.
Amazing says, we are asked to submit at most 3 work experience. What will be your advice for someone who has more than 3 work experience and several volunteering jobs?
Just pick the ones that are relevant.
Mm.
They say the relevant ones that are relevant to your application. Just pick it. That's what they want to see. They want to see one that some just see. I had experiences too, but I had to cut out some that are not relevant. For example, now if I say, okay, I did graphic design, how does that one relate
Match with what you're
with
studying.
what I'm doing now? So the ones that are really, really relevant, that are relevant for your application, that's what they want to see.
Yeah.
Just pick those relevant ones and that are connected, really connected to SDG that you're applying for.
So Crimepedia says, can you show us a graphic or video on how to fill the CV, leadership, and reference form? Also, some courses are available for Erasmus Mundus scholarship. How does it work?
Hmm. For Erasmus, I don't know. I think Erasmus Mundus is basically European
Yeah,
scholarship
for EU people.
for EU people.
EU
So
people.
I really don't know much about Erasmus. But for the forms, it's so direct. Like I used when you download the forms, they already give
Give you
instructions
the
on that
yeah,
form. Just follow the instructions and fill it that way.
yeah.
It's as simple as that. There's no, there's nothing. Kindness. Have you seen the form before?
Yeah, I've seen the form. During
Yeah,
that
can you see
form,
that
I
it's so
filled it.
direct?
Yeah,
Just
it's
edit
there.
it.
You
That's
just
all.
edit it.
Put your experience. That's all. Read the instruction and
So
edit.
it's not
That's
like
all.
you are doing it on your own. They've already given
Yeah.
you guidance. Your own is just to feel what is relevant
What
inside.
they asked you. That's all.
So Insembo says, besides the funding, can you talk about how impactful the scholarship has been on your studies and career? Are you asking?
I think number one, I think when you get this Swedish Institute scholarship, it kind of, for example, when you're done and maybe you go for a job interview, I say it everywhere.
My sister.
Ah, like when you mention like you want the Swedish, the kind of the kind of
Respect.
they look at you in a different light. Like so, it has its benefits, right? We tell them, oh, out of thousands of applications, I was privileged to get the scholarship from Nigeria. So everywhere I go, they say, please, can you give us why you chose Sweden? Because when you're working in Sweden, you get the question a lot of time when people asking you why Sweden out of all countries. You have the opportunity to sell yourself. Number one, that benefit is there. It adds to your CV. It adds to your CV, and most of them there are a lot of events that they do in Swedish Institute that they will teach you about leadership. All those things add to your CV, so you use it. And aside from that, as a student, having the scholarship saves you a lot of headache. Hmm. The
Big
tuition,
headache.
like I remember when I was doing my masters, and I saw most of my friends that came in with self-funding, and I saw their struggles.
Me
Anytime
number
I get a
one.
notification from my university that your tuition has been paid, I just
Paid.
pray. I just say, God, thank you. God, I'm grateful. Like
I'm
I'm
telling you.
like you
Peace of
appreciate.
mind.
Oh my God, you will know because you don't have to stress about tuition. You don't have to stress about how you want to pay your house rent. You don't have to stress about anything.
Yeah.
And to plan out that you can also work. So I was also working with my self-funding people that are funding that we were working together too. So
Mm.
you have like bonuses. I don't even touch my SIA money when I don't touch their expenses. Though
Mm.
that's their stipend. I don't touch it. The money I'm being paid for where I was working was enough, more than enough for me to live on. So that's the benefit. And SI will not say, oh, because you have the scholarship, don't work. No, you can work as long as it doesn't affect your education. Because once you don't meet their requirements, SI keeps track of your results every section. So once you don't have your requirement, they withdraw you from the scholarship. So as long as you don't have problem with them.
So how did you balance the your study and work together? Because I know that studying here is not easy. You have to put in a lot of work, and with you that have scholarship, you have to meet up with the scholarship
Yeah.
requirement. So how did you balance school and work together?
I think this was how I did it. At first, I wasn't working because the education standards, first of all, give me bass.
I cried.
I,
You want to
I
give
wasn't.
up.
I can't walk. At least for the first, I think for the first 6 months, I could not walk. Though I was doing like one evening walk. It was a school, all the school clubs. Like
Oh, okay.
they had a restaurant where they do all these their normal parties, all the
Mm,
student parties.
mm.
I was working in the evening, but it was just after school. So then it's basically students that are working there. I was in that, but how much are they paying us? It's not like a voluntary. But
It's
I could
true.
not do normal work
Yeah.
until I was able to find my feet
Mm.
in my course and I know how to navigate it. That was when I now started working. It wasn't easy to kind of juggle work and but we still rough it now.
Did it, yeah.
We rough
Yeah.
it together. And the thing is, in my course, when doing courses every day, when going to class every day, it
Ah.
wasn't everyday class, and that's it. People who go to class every day is
Our
another challenge.
our own was Monday to Friday. We'll
Oh
do
my,
field work. We drive one far place, go and do
workers,
field
workers, ecology.
environmental forensic.
Yeah, I have a friend
We'll
who
go
did.
to field work. We'll go to lab work. I was so
I have a
stressed. I
friend
said,
who
what
did.
is
I
this?
have a friend who did this. She did not. Our own is ecology. Our own is ecology, and they will always go to the forest
Yeah, we
Monday
always
to
go to the
Friday.
forest.
So she was working. She's a self-funding student.
It was stressful. I will not lie to
She
you. It
has
was
two
very
kids, and
oh
now
my
they
god.
will resume class 7
Yeah,
and
sometimes
close maybe
6:30.
around 5.
Yes, we have to be on the road to go to the field.
Eh, that was her cause, but she was working in the night, so that kind of
Mm.
saves. But she tried. Ah,
Ah.
no, 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 she tried. She tried, and the tuition, is plenty.
Is much.
Is
So I
much.
always tell my
Yeah, how
doula
much are you
that
paying? Yeah, paying up to 70K.
no 57.
And yours is cheaper. For her, it was 63, 64 at that time. But now it has increased, though.
Yeah,
It
to
has increased
80.
to around 70 something.
Yes.
Oh,
As in, that our time was a little bit easy compared to now, to be honest. So guys, I always tell people it's not going to be easy. You see, she struggled. Me, when I came to school the first time, the way they were teaching, I came back home, I was like, no, this is not. I cried. I was crying. I said, which kind
which
of
I was
teaching?
depressed. I
How
was
what
depressed
kind
as
of
well.
teaching
Yeah.
style is this? That it was not easy. So in the beginning, you're going to struggle, but after like 6 months, 1 year, you find your footing. So
Yeah.
just have that in mind. So let's continue. Rukayat says, still on the working hours. How do we calculate the hours spent as a leader while working? Does that hours affect the work hours?
Yes. There's a place where they were specific that in the leadership form. No, when you're filling your work experience, you calculate everything. But when it comes to leadership, you calculate from the year you became a leader. From the year I became a leader, I think in my workplace at that time, I was the manager. I
Mhm.
was a manager in that firm, and I didn't become a manager instantly. At least I worked like 1 year, and then after I became the boss in the office. So it's that 1 year that I became from that year that I became the boss to when I was applying for my SI scholarship. That was the hours that I calculated. So from the day you became the leader in the workplace, and please be reasonable enough because you cannot say you resume. Well, some people resume as leaders, anyways. If you resume as leaders, then it's fine. But in case you didn't resume as leader, calculate from the day you. It's different. Leadership is different from your work experience, work hours.
So, Rukayat, I hope you get that. Chioma says, I have filled the Microsoft form pioneering women in STEM provided on the portal. There is no form like SI global this requirement. My point is, hope I am in the right track.
Yeah. The form for SI Global. Um, Though I haven't checked the STEM form, but I know because after your SI, you get to be part of the SI alumni and whatever. They sent us that email that's STEM and everything. I haven't gone through the site, so I really cannot say. But I will just maybe I will check later on. I will check what's the application. So are you saying that there are no forms to fill like the SI for global professionals?
Maybe she will answer that later.
Mm.
Joy says I was a prayer coordinator and chaplain of my fellowship during my NYSC for my Corpus Christian fellowship for my church for 1 year, and they even gave me certificate to that effect. With that count?
How is it connected to SDG?
SDG. So that's the question you have to ask yourself. Is it connected to SDG and also the course you're applying for? If not, don't add anything that's irrelevant to your application. Debbie says, how can I get a second reference since the only place I've worked in my company and voluntarily is in church?
That's why I don't know. That's
Okay.
what I don't know.
Mm. So Debbie, you have to figure that one out.
Yeah.
Look
Because
for
that's if you work with if you work in your church, what did you do there? Is it connected to SDG? It's everything because this scholarship is about sustainability. It's
yeah,
about sustainability. How is it connected to SDG? Look for SDG that is connected to. If it's not connected to SDG, look for a work that you've done that is connected to SDG. It doesn't. You can be in one workplace and you've worked with them for so many years. It doesn't have to be two workplaces, or as long as it's more than 3,000 work
work
hours, it's
hours.
fine.
Mhm. Pelumi says if you use AI, that's ChatGPT, to put your thoughts together during filling your SI form, do they frown at AI assistance? They even have a machine to detect it.
Yeah, they can. I'm teaching,
Yeah,
so you don't expect me to say you should use ChatGPT.
AI.
I'm a teacher in Sweden, so yeah, we frown at ChatGPT, but we are not saying that you should not use ChatGPT. You can use it to inspire yourself, but not like ChatGPT should write it for you. Of
Mm,
course, when you use ChatGPT, there's an application that screens it out to see the percentage of AI assisted text. So if it's very high, then it's but the thing is, for I don't know if they are that rigorous
to go
of
and
check
check.
to go and check if they have application that check all these things, because in the instructions, me, I abide by instructions. In school, they'll tell you do not use ChatGPT, do not use this. This will be tested through, when you submit papers, they tell you to be tested through
Mm,
2020. What's this name of this? Yeah,
I don't know.
OCOD.
Yeah.
In leadership is OCOD we use.
Mm,
So they will tell you. But for SI, there's no instruction that say do not use AI, do not use this. But I would advise you to be on the safe side. You can use it to gather your thoughts, but not
together.
AI writing it for you.
Yeah. Then Faith, what about if they use AI and then they use all this whatever AI gives them, they use all these summarizing tools like Qbots and the rest to go, and will that this thing still detect it?
AI will detect, there's a machine that will detect, even if you change it, it will detect.
Oh.
We know because
So
when
for every person's book you mark, you have to go and copy and paste in that
no, once you submit it,
mm,
there's a software in the
in the
school
school
system
system.
that screens it out. So it picks out everything. Even if you plagiarize, even if it's your previous work, it will bring
Yeah.
it out. So you give to bring us, it will give us the percentage AI detected to give us the percentage. So you see, that's why if you have plagiarism in your work, they don't take it lightly because it will bring it and bring out the reference where you brought it from.
Wow. So you
Yeah.
guys, you just have to be very, very
Yeah,
careful.
be careful.
Be
Be
very
careful. It's not
careful.
like you cannot use AI. You
Yeah.
can, but you can only use it to inspire
Help
yourself.
yourself.
And yeah.
Mm. So Crimepedia says, Faith, this question is for you. He's asking, what was your discipline? I mean, what master's course are you currently enrolled for? The program that got you the scholarship. Was it your first choice?
Yes, it was my first choice. Me, I'm not change. I didn't change career because in my bachelor's I did urban and regional planning. When I was my work, all my work experiences around planning, city planning, town planning, and construction. So it was within the same industry. And when I was coming to Sweden, the courses I picked, I wanted to do at that time was still urban planning, construction project management, and everything. And by the time they gave me admission, they said I was more fitting for
Mm.
planning. So they gave me planning, even though I had construction experiences and everything. And right now, my PhD, luckily for because I've always wanted to be in construction proper, I was able to get the construction for my PhD because I had the experience and you understand. So I mean, I didn't change career; it's within the same box, and it's within the normal sustainable cities and
SVG,
communities now.
yes. So
So there was not really
everything
much,
was aligning.
and my volunteering experiences was also aligned with them,
Yeah.
kind of. So yeah.
So Olarinde says I joined Rotract since 2013 and I served as president for a year out of these years. Please, how do I calculate my hours of work for my reference and hours of work for my leadership experience? I think you've mentioned it.
I've mentioned it. I
Is
think I've mentioned it. I
yeah.
think basically what you do is you know how many days you work on the voluntary, and you know how many hours you work. So you calculate the hours with the days, with the weeks, with the months, and with the years. So
That you've worked, yeah. Stephanie says, I also studied biology and I currently am manager in a procurement company serving the oil and gas industry. Is that like a good background? How do I marinate that?
I think you have to motivate it.
Yeah.
You have to motivate it in that's why I say you need to be smart. I know Nigerians are smart. I know you can by the time you sit down with this, you will know how to kind of bring it up. If you will give reasons why you're changing your career. You
Mm,
understand? You need to give reasons because sometimes it's always good when you most times it's about your work experience. They know that you might want to change your for example biology. Now where I have problem is you study biology in BSc, you are working with procurement firm, and then you want to come and study biology. How do you understand? How do you put everything together? Because how do you motivate?
mm,
You understand? So what you want to study first is always better sometimes. I'm not saying you should follow my it's just a suggestion. Maybe you did biology and then you have experience in procurement firm, and then now you want to study procurement or maybe something construction project management. It's still, it's still reasonable that I'm changing my career because of this and this because in Nigeria I figured out that Nigeria has this problem, blah 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 blah. That's why I worked in this, and now I want to further. I feel like there's a gap in my knowledge. That's why I want to study this now. It's reasonable to motivate. You understand? So not you doing biology before, you have procurement, now you want to go and study biology. How does he
but
relate?
in Sweden, you cannot like when you want to do your masters, you know they are going to check your transcripts. So it has to be close to what you studied in your BSc, even though you will not qualify for that course. That's how they do it here in Sweden.
Yeah, but mm, that's another issue.
Yeah, that's another issue. So
But
because
sometimes they tell you to submit your motivation letter.
um
So once they read your motivation letter, you could get. I have people now. I have people that didn't do. There are some courses that you did not do that you didn't do, but that they still maybe it's changing, and this is the reason. Now, let me tell you why Sweden is changing. It doesn't. It or usually it doesn't used to be like this. You
mm,
can decide to change your path, but this is what they noticed because I know we did a meeting. I think that was it not last year? Became a problem because they discovered that they did the statistics and they discovered that most international students, once they are coming into Sweden, like most especially those people who are kind of changing courses, they can't cope. They discover that most of them drop out, they can't cope with the course, and that's why they are more strict now that what you did not do before, if what your background is not relating to what you want to come and do, you might not get admission. So
mm,
that's another problem that, well,
mm.
I don't even
I
know
hope
what to
you
say.
guys understand. So George says, please, can you talk a bit about self-funded student and how to combine work and study? I think this life is for scholarship. This life is for scholarship. We want to talk about scholarship, please. Okay. George, we'll talk about that maybe when we finish the scholarship question. For now, for those who want to calculate work hours, just ask ChatGPT something like how many. Okay, you are giving tips. Okay, thank you. For the SI pioneering women in STEM, it's just that form. Okay, you guys are replying. Okay. Someone says, is there a way to verify the leadership role? Like, do they verify its fate?
Hmm. Sometimes they do. They call randomly. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Hmm.
I've seen people during my time. My reference were not called, but they call. Especially it started. I think it started getting more tough after that 2021.
Hmm.
2022 downward, yeah. They pick up, they just call randomly. Yeah, they
Someone
do.
says, um So Debbie, just know that they have a way of verifying the leadership role, okay? Rukayat says in the proof of work and leadership experience form, they said it should not exceed 1 page per form or 5 pages in total. Or 5 pages in my eyes or 5 pages in total. And if the section where the referee puts their stamp ends up on up
On the
being
next page, yeah.
yeah. Is that a question or a statement?
I think somebody has asked me this question on Instagram or something.
Mm.
Like, you people be realistic. Yes, they said if your reference falls to the second page, you can stamp it, you can. That does not mean all the reference now will now fall on the second stage. Ah, be realistic. Will
Yeah.
all reference now fall on the second page? Try you yourself. Try it so that it doesn't fall on the second page.
Second
Reduce
page.
what they are writing.
Mm.
Reduce it so that you be on the safe side. Everything. You cannot tell me that all references fell on the second page. Come on now. No, now. It's okay when one falls, but not like everything.
So Crimepedia says Sweden allows us to apply to up to 4 courses. Will the SI scholarship cover all the 4 courses or just the course you are admitted to? Which result comes out first, SI or admission?
Your admission
Comes out.
comes out first. At least that's one of the SIA criteria. On that day, on April, those that day they announce admission. You
Yeah.
must have admission on that day. If you don't have admission on that day, then you can't get SI scholarship. That's one of their criteria. You must have your admission on that day,
Yeah.
and is one course admission you will get.
Get.
And is that course SI will sponsor? You cannot come to Sweden and say you want to come and change the course, you will lose the scholarship. So is
Mm.
that course they will sponsor for you?
Crime, I hope you understand. Paul, I thought we've answered this. I served as president of NYSC group.
I think
Can
we've answered that.
have my leadership. I think we've answered this. Deborah, my referral gave me permission to write for her because of her busy schedule. So I wrote the reference myself and gave ChatGPT to arrange it well for me. Is that still AI writing?
No, 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 it's not. It's not.
Deborah, you have your answer. Um, Eddie, um, Ogene Fego, was the visa process easier for you with the SI scholarship?
Very easy. It's very easy because it's. I think during my time is within 1 week.
Mm,
When I sent in my application, I got decision within 1 week, and they told me to come to Abuja. I went to Abuja. There was no interview, no nothing, just for biometrics. And after 2 weeks, I got my residence. So and you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay for resident permit
yeah,
application. Once you
they
have the
paid for you.
SI scholarship, they pay for you. So you don't.
Really?
The only thing you spend when you're applying, when you win SI scholarship, is that university admission application.
900 sec.
No other fee again for you.
And then the flight money that you used to
They
go
pay
from
you.
Lagos
They even pay you
to
more.
Abuja.
They even pay
Wow.
you more. When
Wow.
we were coming, they will not give you when you're in Nigeria or when you're in
Yeah.
your country. They'll give
Mm.
you when you get here. I think that they were paying off our travel expenses was at that time was 40,000 sec
Wow.
that were given. They pay you once. So when you're coming, you will meet like on that card. There's a card they will give you. I think we met like 60K because they'll pay you 2 months and then give you that your travel expenses. I think it was 60,000 sec at that time that we met when we came.
Ah, you people enjoy it though.
So it's good to get the scholarship.
Ah, according to one of my subscriber, Ruka, she say, SI must work. Oh. SI must work.
It's well, yeah, it's a very it makes your life easy. Actually,
Mm.
it makes your life easy.
So
Makes
George
your-
says, do second class lower graduates stand a chance for scholarship? I don't think
Yes,
they
as
check.
long as you have good work experience. Yes.
Yes, yeah. I think Rika says scholarship is sweet. Of course, scholarship is sweet. Now you not see how faith is shining. When you come here to come and be paying school fee, you will age you.
Oh my God, it's not easy. Oh, it's
It's
not
not
easy because
easy.
tuition is actually expensive, and what makes it expensive because it's 2 years
Mm.
compared to UK is 1 year, but in Sweden it's 2 years, so you have to be paying every
Every
1 month.
semester. Yeah.
Eh,
Sometimes every 3 months.
yeah,
Brought good
imagine.
for you. It's
It's
not
not
easy.
easy.
Mm. Deborah says, I think we don't have to go to Abuja for biometrics anymore. They use VF. You have to go to Abuja. That VSF Global. It's not in Lagos. It's not
No,
part
it's
of.
not.
No,
No, you have to go to
Abuja
Abuja
is the main
because you
place.
need to show your passport as
Your
well,
passport, yeah,
and
you
you
need
need
to
to
do
give your
some printing.
thumbprint and
Yes.
everything.
So it's Abuja you have to go to. Don't allow them. I was in Nigeria in January, and I wanted to avoid the Abuja going flights and coming back. I had to call them that, please, can I go to this office to keep drop my biometrics and this thing. They said no, that the only place you can drop your biometrics is in Abuja. So you have to go to Abuja, leave that VSF office. So it's not for the purpose.
Hmm.
My question you skipped above is a bit different from the one you answered earlier. Paul, which one is that? I worked with an NGO as head of legal unit. Can this pass for leadership experience? Faith.
Yes, if you are the yes, it can.
So she said it can.
It
Uh,
can. I think I used one for. I think I have another NGO that I also work with. I was a leader too. I used that.
hmm.
I used that too.
Say for someone that won the scholarship, how much do you need for proof of fund for someone coming with her husband?
Okay, if you are coming with a family, then you will pay application fee for those your family member, but you won't pay for yourself.
Mm.
So I think you should be able to answer better. Kindness.
Yeah. So the amount for a spouse is it 4,000 per month, 4,500 per month multiplied by 13 months. You understand? So you calculate it in naira. I think it will be giving you like 8 million naira. Do you get? So it will be giving you like 8 million naira. So, and the money has to be in your account, the person that has the scholarship, because she's the one applying for the family. So the money has to be in the account of the person applying for the scholarship. And then you have to pay application fee for your family member that you're coming with. So Olaleko, that's it about proof of fund for family members. Crime Pegasus, if the reference form happens to extend to second page, the instruction asked us to stamp and sign on both pages. Is this correct? Or I
Yes, it's
so
correct.
it's correct.
You stamp
Ru-
on both pages. Yes.
Rukayat says, Faith, I have watched almost all your videos on YouTube. The scholarship must work by God's grace. Yes.
Amen.
God
Amen.
do it for you guys. The scholarship will work. So I
Amen.
think that's all the questions I have. Faith, I don't know if you have other, if we have
No,
answered other
there's still questions here.
questions.
I think somebody was asking. Yes, in an organization where they don't use traditional stamp, but still, will it be accepted? The instruction is to use a stamp. They don't use seal because
Mm,
you are going to scan your document. If you use a seal, how would they see it?
okay, it has to be stamped.
It has to be stamped. Can't use it. It has to be a stamp. So I know they were in the instructions. They said in case there's no traditional stamp with your reference, we prioritize the normal traditional stamp. That's their priority. Sweden, kindness, how Swedish are. They are not,
Yeah.
they are diplomatic. They will not tell you don't. So, but once they put the priority, just know that those are people that they will pick, people that use traditional stamp. So use a traditional stamp. If your reference does not have, go and buy for them. I bought.
Are you
What?
serious?
Yes, I
Wow.
bought. Yes, I bought from one of my reference. When they don't, no, it's not that they don't have, but the one they have was not showing where. I had to go and do a new stamp for them. So I did a new stamp. So if the reference does not have, go and use your money and go and do for them, and give them, let them stamp it, and save yourself all the stress.
So I hope you guys get that. What's the next question? Please attend to my question. Bami, you're asking about proof of fund and how long you should stay. It's supposed to be normally. I told you proof of fund. When you put the money in your account, it has to stay until you get granted. Do you get? I don't really like talking about proof of fund on live stream like that because it's a very sensitive topic. That's why I ignored your question. But
Yeah.
sometimes you will not understand. Um, Belumi says the form says preferably on official email from referees.
Yeah.
In the case of your referees do not have an official email but personal email, what's the impact on the genuinity?
I think that, see, this is why some people don't get the scholarship, honestly, and it's not their fault. And
No,
sometimes, I think I need to say this too. Sometimes when you don't get the scholarship, it doesn't mean you don't have a strong application. It doesn't mean that.
but you
It's
didn't follow
just
instruction.
the competition is too high, and all these little things you see. Maybe now, me, let's say both of us we are competing. They say both of us are we are qualified. Both of us are qualified. They've checked everything. Both of us, we are still competing. And they now saw email. Me, I use official email, you use personal email. Who would they pick?
They will remove me now.
Answer yourself. So that's it. All my applications, I make sure they were official emails. And another thing is, I think people I used to get this question, why do you think you were like why
Pick.
did you think you get the what do you think? Because I did a lot of things, I made sure that they were quality. My stamps was from Ministry of Works, and they were
Wow.
from the real directors,
Mm,
the real leader. And in my workplace at that time, there was genuinity. Even my website, when you open our website, then my name is there, my picture is there, my
wow.
role and everything. I had my own personal official email. It's all
Mm.
those things count. Immediately they see, they will know, no, this thing is no, this cannot be a lie, this cannot be. So I make sure that all those things, even though they're saying it would be nice to have this, I make sure that I gave it to them.
Mm.
So because I don't want to hear excuse, so that if me and somebody is competing, they will
Yeah.
not have anything. They must pick me because okay, remove what you want to remove.
Yeah. And
And there
there's
was
no
one day
room.
somebody commented on my video and said, I noticed that because you do planning, urban planning, there's no competition because you are pure plates. Who told you? Who told you? I have at least knowing myself, I had like two or three people that got it from urban planning. And
Scholarship.
one of them has applied a year before. Yes.
Mm.
Some of them had applied a year before that didn't get. And he's such a very brilliant he was a first class graduate. He didn't get it until he tried it again with the same application. That's to tell you that it doesn't mean that your application, he didn't change anything in his application the following year.
Oh
He
wow.
uploaded the same, yeah, just like he used the new format. He did not change anything. And in our year, he now got it. That's to tell you that competition is high. It doesn't mean that you did not put in a very good application, but maybe your competitor, they are not
Mm.
smiling. If
Yeah.
you go to because some SI scholars from over the years, I try to look at their profile on LinkedIn. When you look at some people's profile, you say you don't want to
You
say
start sweating.
their profiles are intimidating. It's intimidating. So me, some people have plenty experience. So some people have very good experience. Me that I know that is little experience I have. You see that my little, I made it quality. You understand? I
Mm.
made it quality. I made sure that they were directors, they were the MDs that signed, that stood as reference for me
You.
with their official emails.
Mm. So guys, so please don't use personal emails. If they say official
No,
email,
you can use if you don't have, oh, you can't. At least
but your competition, your competition will come over you.
you can,
So just
some people actually use Gmail that worked for them. So
mm,
you cannot predict, but I'm just saying what I did.
yeah. So Pelumi, I hope you understand that. Rukaya says I have been volunteering for an NGO for about 4 years now and I hold a leadership role there. Can this count as a work experience even though I don't get paid?
Yes, you can put it as a voluntary and make sure it's connected to the SDG. I keep saying every leadership, let it connect to SDG.
SDG. So you should connect to SDG and your course or just only SDG.
For SI scholarship, you should connect. You know, the SI scholarship does not have anything to do with university admissions.
Yeah.
As long as you just get the admission, they are
Yeah.
fine. But
Mm-hmm.
make sure your application is connected for SI scholarship. Let it connect to SDG.
SDG. So, Rukayat, I hope you have your answer. Ogene says, hello, will digital stamp also work? or does it have to be physically stamped and scanned?
They wrote it in their instruction. You can use digital stamp, but they now put a clause. We will prioritize traditional stamp.
Wow. So Ogene, you have your answer. Pelumi says in that case, one has to tell referees to go home domain name. To go home domain name. That's what I'm working on with them so they can have official email.
It will do
Yeah.
you good though if they can have
You
the
will see
official
all the
email.
effort she puts to get her own. So anything that will make you to get it, please by all means do it. And we're not praying that you don't get it. Whatever you have done now, you can still use it again, like her friend used before and did everything again.
Yes, and
Yeah.
resubmitted again. And he's a very good, brilliant student. Even if I mention the person in kindness, you will know.
What's the person name?
I don't want to mention now.
Okay,
You
okay,
live.
okay.
Maybe you're on the Nigerians to Sweden group.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You will know him. He's
Okay.
one of the admin.
Oh, okay, okay. I know all the admins. So one of them.
Yeah, one of them.
So Rukaya says it's connected to SGD. Okay, that's good. I'm focusing on quality education. Okay.
Good.
Elumi says a normal stamp carries only name. What else do you suggest the stamp should carry?
It's not only name, oh, your office name, the
Sign.
signature, all those things.
Mm. So I think they have a place where they make those stamp.
Yeah, they have a place where me, I went to investigate where they were making stuff. I went to get. So there should be, because the referee will sign.
Mm,
That's what they want to see, that pen. You
that
have to
pen.
sign. Just that I don't know how I've missed all my application. I would have showed you. I don't know how.
Like, PhD is taking all your
Everything.
time and
When I was leaving Nigeria, I left my laptop with my sister, and she went and format, and that was the laptop I used for my application.
application. Oh.
So I basically lost a lot of things.
Pelumi says, but the form also carries place for stamp and date. Should the stamp also carry the name and stamp? I don't understand.
I don't understand, but they've also got a
But
place
the
for stamp.
form also carries place for stamp and date. Should the stamp also carry the name and the stamp?
I don't understand your question.
Your
No.
question is not clear. Yeah, Rukayat says if you're in Ibadan, you can make stamp at Mokola. So if you're in Ibadan, so I think that's all the questions I have. Faith, the questions you have there, have you touched all of them?
Let me see. Okay, I think yes. I think everything.
Okay, you've answered everything. So, guys, I hope you guys, do you have any other question? Faith, do you have anything to add to everything you said?
I think I've basically said everything that you need. Somebody is asking me. Who says, please, ma, what are my chances if I'm applying to a university scholarship? It's competitive. It's competitive too. At least for university scholarship, you need to have good point too. Yeah, maybe you're first class, and
Really?
yeah,
They check all that too.
for university scholarship now,
Okay, university. Oh, okay. I thought
not
you were
not
talking about,
SI
yeah,
university.
university scholarship. Yes, and also you must make the course your first choice. If you
Yeah,
don't make them your first choice, you cannot apply to their scholarship.
yeah.
So those are the chances.
And
So
there's another thing that happens in Sweden. Once you get scholarship, for example, you get admission and you come in, and maybe your first year you had like A is all true or B is all true. There's probability that you get scholarship for the second year as well.
yes, like they
Most
always
times,
renew. They always renew it.
they always renew.
Finish your study.
Mm.
So Pelumi says the SI form carries a place for date and signature for referees. Should the stamp also carries the date and signature?
Yes, so yes,
Yes, it should.
you have to sign. Like the Swede, we always say, there's no problem in doing repetition as long
Yeah.
as it will help your life.
Mm. So at the end of the day, you just have to be smart with your application
Yeah.
and bearing in mind that Nigeria is competitive. We have a lot of Nigerians that want to come into Sweden using this scholarship. So you have just do your application in such a way that you will outsmart the other person. Do you get? So
And I think I also need to mention that sometimes too, it goes beyond the forms. The online application is very important. It is very, very important because you need to be smart when you are doing that online application, because the system automatic they will not look at everybody's application. That's the truth. Because the system automatically screen out some people. Once you are applying, there are some brain critical thinking questions they will ask you that if you don't answer properly, the system will automatically screen you out with the questions. So
Mm,
once they don't get your application, then they will not view it. And that's why some people say, "Oh, my forms are good, my this or that, I didn't get it." Because when you were doing the application online, it has screened you out.
mm.
There are some things that they want. So they use those questions to kind of screen out some application. Yeah, there's thousands of application now. They want to screen out some out right from the application. So online application, you need to be intentional about that as well. And that's one of the things that I'm doing for people that I'm mentoring on that application day. I'm going to be on live with them and follow through with the application with them. So to make sure that everything is done properly.
I hope you guys get. Colade says 10th February to 26th February application for SI scholarship. Um 27 March 2025 university admission announcement. SI application happens before admission. No admission before you are given SI scholarship. What university program do we use to apply for SI? What does it mean by what university program?
Maybe the courses, they have it on their website. You
Yeah, it's
go
on
to the
their
Swedish
website.
Institute Scholarship website to check that there are a lot of courses that you see
Yeah,
and the schools.
SDG.
And make sure that the course you are applying for is one of the course they are requesting for, because they have courses in the schools that are related to the SI scholarship. So it's not all course that is related to, so you need to cross-check if all the course that you've chosen is in alignment with what the SI is working with.
Kolade, I hope you understand. So first of all, admission, you get admission first before you SI grants you scholarship. That's if you get the scholarship.
Yeah.
So then go to their website si.se to check the courses that are qualified for this thing. Faith, this question is for you. Rukayat is asking, how can she join your mentorship group?
I think it's closed for the year.
It's closed for the year.
Yeah, I don't want too much people so that I can.
You can focus
Yeah,
on those
because it's the application is all my students are already
gone far.
yes, their forms are ready and I'm reviewing them already.
Yeah,
So no, I
yeah.
don't.
So Rukayat,
Till
sorry,
October again.
till October, but God will help you. You'd have been in Sweden by then.
Amen. No, you will be. Don't worry. At least during my time, I don't have any mentorship.
Any guy, but
I
you
did it
tried though.
myself.
You tried because I know that I did that. I applied for all those. I filled all those forms. I went to court. I stamped. I put seed. I submitted. I not get about my application was late application. So that was what, well,
Okay.
yes. I
Oh.
could not send anybody to help me pay application fee. So the next day now reach, now enter late application. But I was just so lucky that somebody declined their admission. So they now gave me the spot. So
Oh,
that's
for
how
the okay, that's why you were able to meet up with
that's
the.
how I was able to meet up this thing. I'm telling
Oh.
you. So it was, in fact, it was God, I'm telling you.
So
So
that
that,
means that if you had had like admission, yes, I would have
yeah,
probably
if I had had
considered
the
you
normal,
to.
yeah. So if your application enters late application, I don't think you will not get the scholarship. Even the university scholarship self, you will not get it. So just have that one at the back of your mind. So I think I believe the courses you apply to at the university admission must align with SKI. Yeah, it must. Prince, to merge studying biology and working as a manager in procurement. I don't know if that's a question. Colade, thanks, but their date timeline from SI website says admission announcement comes in March. Yes, admission announcement comes in March. After admission announcement comes, followed SI announcement. So that's why most times, most people get admission, they will now be when they tell them to go and pay school fees, they will now be waiting small to see if they will see their name in the SI announcement. So, but sometimes if they don't see their name, they will now go and rush to pay the school fees, and that's very very dicey because most time the deadline for them to pay school fees would have been very very close. So Pelumi says SI announcement is in April. So
It's
can you
usually
see?
around April 28th.
Yes, April. So March 27 is university admission. SI scholarship is in April. So I hope you guys get. Are we good now? Is everybody okay? So I will not waste Faith's time. Please, you guys should go and follow her on her YouTube. In fact, Faith, I must tell you, you are one of the people that encouraged me to start my YouTube channel. When I we came to Sweden the same time. You came August and I came September. And when
In
you have
2021?
yes,
You came in 2021?
yes, one of us we started that
I,
group together.
I thought you just came in.
All of us started that group. So when I had already wanted to start in Nigeria, but when I came to Sweden, and I saw you do. If you notice, the first video I asked you, how did you do this? How did you do that? I don't know if you remember the first time I chatted. When you dropped your first video, you posted it on the group. I went to go and say, hey, this is something I want to do. But the
I
problem
can.
of school fees,
Oh wow, nice.
the, the problem of school fees just engulfed my brain. I said I cannot be struggling and I'll come and be telling people come to
but
Sweden.
wait,
I don't
how were you able to do your work permit?
my work okay no so my husband got a job, so we're not asked to leave, so we left and we came back again.
Oh, nice. And it did not vote.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh.
That was how God
So
helped my life. Oh.
you're in Keleftio.
Yeah, yes, I'm in Skellefteå now.
Ah, Jesus, see my skeletal
Ah,
sisters.
so I must say you are one of the people that encouraged me. If you remember again, I chatted you up again when I wanted to start. I asked you a lot of questions and you answered me now.
I
And I
can't even
really
remember.
you cannot remember. You cannot remember. I said the first video you dropped, you posted it on the group. I went to go and say, I said, this is something I want to do. But I looked at it and my life right now is up and down. I cannot come and be struggling with my life. I'll come and be telling people,
Sorry with
come,
YouTube, yeah.
come to
Yeah,
Sweden.
sometimes it's,
Sweden
yeah, I
is good.
guess.
Sweden is that, you
Oh,
understand? So I want to say thank you. And for you
thank you.
to even um honor this invitation. Me, I don't know so much about scholarship, and I always tell my viewers that I cannot tell you what I don't know. It's what I know I'm going to tell you. And you were the first person that came to my mind, and I really appreciate for coming, and we've looked forward to this day. So guys, please, Faith has a lot of videos on her this thing, especially if you are looking for scholarship. Please go and follow her. She's my mentor.
Oh, come on, stop. Ah.
She's my mentor. So I think that's please, which of you is in Malmo? No, none of us is in Malmo. I think Faith, you studied in lane shopping, right?
Yeah.
So where are you doing your PhD now?
You still in lane
Oh,
shopping.
still in lean shopping. So Faith is in lean shopping for all of you that put lean shopping. But please, I don't disturb her because she has a lot in her life
Ah,
going on now.
thank God.
So sometimes you send that message to her YouTube. She may not answer you, but she's not snubbing you. But she has a lot on her plate. Me, I know that one. You get. So Kolade Kolade is saying SI scholarship application opens before admission results come. So when you apply for scholarship, which course will you apply with?
I don't think you've gone through the person asking this question. I don't think you've gone through you are not doing the SI scholarship. I don't think you are doing it.
Mm,
Because this question is coming like somebody who has not read a lot about it. Because if you've been reading the website, you will know that admissions, once your admission, SI does not have anything to do with your admission. Just apply for scholarship. That's all.
yes. So just go and apply for scholarship, do your scholarship work. Rukayat says she's my mentor too.
Ah, excuse me,
Faith,
you people, yeah,
Faith,
come on.
Faith, don't
I'm
mind Faith.
shy.
Faith is so humble. That's why I like her.
Oh
We are
no,
your mentor.
now. Oh, God.
So please, you guys should go to her YouTube, support her too. She has a lot of videos that you are going to gain a lot from. Do you get? So I think what Prince about merging studying biology and working as a manager in procurement in the oil and gas, I can provide a solution for conservation based on my experience in the oil. Can I
Now
use
you're
this?
talking. Before when you say procurement is in different phases. Me, I was thinking about construction because we do
Mm.
procurement in construction. You should have. Yeah, this is good. You can use it, of
So
course.
Prince, she says
You
it's
can
good.
motivate it. Yeah.
So Ruka says she's motivated to do her PhD just by watching your
Please
video.
do PhD. Oh, do PhD. People
See,
see this looking
see,
for.
when you come, you will know the reason
See,
why it's important to do PhD, especially if you know
it's just do PhD because sometimes
it gives you peace of mind small.
at work they will be begging us, tell your friends to do PhD. But the thing
Wow,
is, the PhD positions that opens in my own department, I don't think Nigerians are really
qualified.
qualified.
Mm,
Especially if you know, but if you know how to do simulations, if you have construction engineering background and you want to do your PhD, you can message me. If you can do simulations, if you can do optimization, you know
mm,
what I'm saying. You can reach out to me. They
Yeah.
are always, or if you have simulation, I mean transportation simulations, or if you have logistics background, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. My name on LinkedIn is Razak Bosinuola. On LinkedIn, Razak Bosinuola. You can reach out. I used to post PhD positions because this
Oh,
is where it
nice.
goes. Tell your friends to come and do. There are a lot of PhD positions that normally happen
Mm,
on in my department. So if you're
mm,
interested, of course, I can help you with links and give you
yeah.
instruction on what you should do. And I know some of the lecturers, so
So you guys, if you need a PhD position plug, go and follow her on her LinkedIn. She posts PhD opposition.
links in Sweden.
Yeah.
In fact, in Sweden, because there's a way they work together. Other
Mm,
universities too. They're looking for PhD students and everything. So yeah, if you have construction engineering background, transportation management, but you have to know programming, optimization, simulation, statistical analysis.
mm,
Please know it. Yeah.
yeah. So Paul says, I sincerely appreciate you ladies for this time out coaching. God bless you. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for joining the live. Chioma says,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you too. Olarinde says, what's her YouTube name? Bosinuola Faith, right?
Yes.
So you can check her this thing, Bosinuola Faith. That's her YouTube name. Deborah says, me too. I have intention of doing PhD after my master's because of faith though.
Do
Faith,
it's good though, because of the way
do
Sweden is going. So it's even good to do PhD now.
PhD, my
Or what
sister.
do you think? I think it's
I'm
better
telling you,
because
do
we don't
your
know where they are
PhD. Oh.
driving us to.
Yes,
We
please.
don't
If you are
know.
going to do PhD, do. And when do you think they should start searching for PhD? Let's assume they have a 2 years master's course. At what point do you think they should start searching for PhD position?
I think 6 months before that, 6 months before you finish, especially when you are doing thesis.
Yeah. Then
Though it
then.
will be hard though, but just
Mm,
push. I remember during my time, it was very hard. It was very.
mm,
I was working. I
wow.
was doing master thesis. And at the same time, I was applying for PhD positions. And you know that if you're applying for PhD, you have to write the statement of purpose,
Um.
all this and everything, read the professor's work.
Wow.
So it was a lot. It was a lot for me. But just I remember one of my Chinese friend then she said, Faith, you're so efficient. I said, what do I have to do? I can also go back to this is my dream, this is what I want to do. So I have to
Yeah.
stress myself. So but you
Mm.
will not do it forever. That's my always my motivation. It will not be like this forever. I just have to do this, inconvenience myself for this time,
So
and
for the
luckily for me, I was able, even before we finished the masters, I was able to get this position. And the thing is, sometimes it's easier for some people when your master thesis supervisor is putting up a position, or they have all these professors have connections.
yeah.
So if you have a master thesis professor or postdoc or whatever, they can also give you connection, refer you for a
Mm.
position. Most PhD students in Sweden that I have seen is always like that. Mine is the only different one because it was a standalone application. I don't know anybody. I
Wow.
don't know anything.
Wow.
I applied, and luckily I got. Even when I tell people, they be like, "How did you do it? It's unusual, but it's God.
Yeah,
I
it's
know
God.
it's God. It's
It's
God."
God. Then another thing I want to ask: the PhD position, do they have a window, just as we have autumn 2025 masters program, spring masters program? Does it
Mm.
have window or
It's a
just
work. It's
anything?
work. Just like you apply to work. That's why it's not easy now. You have
Mm,
to apply to so many PhD positions, and it's competitive now.
yeah.
It's very competitive. So you have to. It's not. It's always stressful, but it's worth it at the end. It's worth it. If you can get it, it's fine.
Then the PhD is always 5 years. So after that five
No,
years,
no, it's not always 5 years. If you are going to teach, it's 5 years. If you are not, it's 4 years. But
for,
mostly in my department, because my department is science and engineering.
mm,
So most engineering and all these natural sciences course, technology courses are you will teach, you guys to teach, so you do 5 years. But my PhD is divided between VTI. You know VTI
VT, I know.
is the Swedish National Research Transport Research Institute.
Oh, okay.
So it's my position is 50% VTI, 50% lane shopping.
Mm,
So I have offices in both, and both of them are paying me like that. So
mm.
there are some PhD positions like that where you have to work for both of them. So that's the kind of PhD position that I have.
So after these 5 years now, are you entitled to permanent residency or citizenship?
It's PR. But
PR.
with the law that is coming, and take after 3 years you get your PR, and
Mm.
then maybe next to get your it's PR.
So you guys, PhD is another key you need to unlock, oh, if you want to excel here in Sweden. So, please, what's her YouTube channel? Bosinuola Faith. That's her YouTube channel. And what's the benefit of doing PhD in Sweden? I think we've said it.
It's a lot of benefits. It's a whole lot of benefits. It's just like your work, just the benefit of people who are working. It's the same benefit. You're working for the government. Government is paying you. They're paying
Paying
you
you.
well.
Mm,
They are paying you well. When you go for conferences, it's fully funded. They pay for your hotel, pay for accommodation, pay for everything. You are just living your soft life. When you do, just that the workload
is much.
sometimes will make you doubt yourself.
And you must be up to the
Hey,
task
oh
too.
my God. And when you, oh my goodness. Hey. But it as well, everything have their own ups and downs, so it's fine. It's fine.
So I think I don't have any other questions here. I hope you guys got value from this life, and Faith, I want to say thank you again.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, thank
kindness, for
you, thank
bringing
you.
me.
Thank you. Please, if you need a guest in your channel, please call me. I can talk. I like to talk.
Yes, yes, yes. What should I bring you for? Like, is it about
Just
work?
reading general work,
Okay,
anything. Yeah,
okay, I would, I
it's
would.
good with me. Yeah. So guys, thank you for joining the live. Faith, thank you, and hopefully I'll see you next time again.
Do you have kids?
No, not yet. I haven't.
Okay, okay. Me
Yeah.
too.
You too. I thought you had one. Talk.
Oh,
Faith, need to talk. Don't worry. Let's go to your.
we'll talk.
All right, no
Now that I
problem.
know that you came in 2021, we'll talk.
Yes, no problem. All right, take care. Bye
Okay, all
bye.
right. Bye.
Bye. How do I end this live? Somebody asked me one other question again. Rukad. Go. Rukad, thank you, guys. So, you guys, there's one other question that I asked that's not relating to scholarship. Don't worry, we're going to talk about that one again. Yeah. So I have a meeting to go to now. Taxumike, the bro, welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for the for the live video. You're welcome, guys. It's always a pleasure to be here with you guys. So I'll see you again in my next video or maybe my next live. But you guys, please do your application very well. Take your time. Don't rush. Please do it very well. If you have scholarship, you see now the beauty of having scholarship. If not, if you pay school fees, you will sweat though. But if you don't have the scholarship and you have the money to study, please by all means come and study. Do you get? So I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye bye.